This segment is brought to you by Cardiovascular Institute of the South, providing our patients the highest quality cardiovascular care available.
Hello and welcome back to this edition of Bayou Time. Again, your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it. And very glad to have joining us once again, Dr. James Stewart. James, thanks for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me back.
We appreciate it. Of course, James is the department head of the Department of Mass Communications at Nicholls State University. Joining him, Mr. Jared David. Jared, thanks for joining us.
Always a pleasure. Thanks.
All right. We appreciate it. Thanks for coming back. Director of University Communications and Legislative Affairs. And both of you specialize in communications. And it's really interesting that, James, you had this opportunity to have a conversation with a friend of ours, and it started this global conversation. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah. So Brian Mathern is a longtime friend. Your viewers would know him as a physician here. It's, I think he's been the doctor for just about everybody in my family.
Right.
But anyway, his daughter, who works at Newcastle University in England, she teaches communication over there, having graduated from LSU, and he really wanted us to meet. And so she came into town, Kelly Daniels and her family, her kids and her husband, and met them, and we hit it off immediately. But as we started having this conversation, we realized there was a real opportunity for the students that we have at Nicholls to talk to people internationally, and for her students who actually, even though it's in England, they have students from around the world that are taking courses there. So for their students to learn something about an American audience. And so that's kind of how this whole project got started.
Right. And so that opened the door to this global conversation, right?
Yeah. And so what happened is the Mathern family gave us a very generous contribution to set up the Nancy Sanders Institute for Global Communication.
Okay.
And we've also received grant funds from the National Wildlife Federation and the Restore Mississippi River Delta organization.
Wow.
To fund projects. So, for example, the last 2 years we've brought students to England, and we've had a big coastal summit this spring, which I think, Jared, you were involved in that, and with some publicity and stuff. And so we've been able to have events like that, and it's really given an opportunity for our students to show their talents on a global stage. And very importantly, we're learning a lot about the world, obviously, but it's giving us an opportunity to tell those stories about life in South Louisiana and the Bayou region that maybe people outside of this area don't know.
Right. And what a great idea to really be able to bring cultures together, because quite frankly, our world is getting smaller as our opportunities are getting bigger, to be able to reach out and really introduce what we have and what we know to other people and do the same for them. So very, very happy that we've had so many people contribute to this cause. And we're also going to be able to have this international summit once again, right? So Jay, put that up a little bit. I want people to realize what this is. It's called the Global Conversation, and the topic itself is global connections, communication, conservation, and cultural exchange, much like Dr. Stewart just shared with us about these concepts and how this got started. It's going to take place on Thursday, the 17th of July, 2025, from 1:30 to 4:30. So for 3 hours, it's in person at Nicholls State University in Power Hall at room 208. And it's also online by Zoom. And so you can see there the meeting ID. There's no password, and there's no cost, right, for people to attend this. And so this is just...
Could, Keith, we would like to, and I think the flyer says that if they plan to attend in person, if they could shoot us an email, just so that we know how many people to expect.
Yeah. We, because we can allow for a lot of people, but you'd kind of like to know what to expect. But Jared, this is just another one of these great things that Nicholls has to offer.
This is a great opportunity, excuse me, as Dr. Stewart mentioned, for us to collaborate with our partners across the pond, but also to shine that light on the things that we are doing and the things that we're building here at Nicholls. This summit, of course, being one of them. A lot of names that you'll probably recognize and the viewers will probably recognize. People like Wendell Curall. He has a wealth of knowledge when it comes to this sort of thing. I hope none of the other speakers plan on speaking because he just has so much knowledge. He's going to talk and talk and talk.
Right.
Dr. Gary LaFleur, longtime biology professor at Nicholls, but also the director for the Center for Bayou Studies.
Okay.
Lacey Melanson is the executive director of our brand new coastal center on campus, which we are currently moving into and is just going to be a gem on our campus.
Right.
Emily Guidry-Schatzel, a former classmate of mine in the mass communication program at Nicholls, and I'll say she eclipses me in her wealth of knowledge. So, and then of course our partners coming from Newcastle.
Right.
So just, it's going to be a great panel of speakers talking about topics that really affect us here in South Louisiana.
And so again, for more information, if you want to identify more things, you can go to sasefoundation.com and get more information about that. But you mentioned Kelly Daniels, who is also going to be there and speaking as well. And she, like you, are kind of the founders of this movement here at what we're doing with Nicholls. So that's exciting as well.
Yes, Kelly she's just a bundle of energy if you've ever met her.
Right.
And so once we started talking about this, she got, just very excited, and she was so wanted so much to bring people from England here to visit and see all the special things we have to offer here.
Yeah, well, and we're so very glad y'all get to do that. They get to come here. Another one of the great options for people with Nicholls State University. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me here today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that'll do it for this particular segment, but don't go anywhere. I got a whole lot more right here on Bayou Time.
This segment was brought to you by Cardiovascular Institute of the South, providing our patients the highest quality cardiovascular care available.